This episode is sponsored by CaliforniaAvocadosDirect.com, delivering rich, creamy, hand-picked avocados straight from a family farm in Escondido, California, to your door. No middleman, no mass storage, just farm fresh quality you can taste and trust. Packed with healthy fats, potassium, and fiber, it's the kind of real fuel high performance need, whether you're grinding on the field or recovering from it. Use the code TheAthleticSchool for 10% off of your first box at CaliforniaAvocadosDirect.com. Hello everyone, welcome to the Athletic School podcast. Today, I wanted to make you think a little bit, because what if there was a place between life and death where every regret you ever had was written down? And what if you could open a book and live the life that you would have had, and if you had made a different choice? I just finished reading the book The Midnight Library by Matt Haig, and honestly, it's a great book. Very different from what I'm used to reading. But not because it's any type of fantasy, but because it's real in many different ways. Because whether we admit it or not, we carry out our own version of the Book of Regrets. But basically, the book goes and follows the story of Nora Seed. She feels like she's a failure, she thinks she disappoints everyone, she believes she wasted her potential, and then she finds herself in this place called the Midnight Library, a space basically between life and death. And that library, every book represents a different life she could have lived. If she stayed in the band, if she met a different person, if she pursued swimming, if she became a glaciologist, which I forgot to look it up what that is, honestly. But there's a specific book in that library, which is the Book of Regrets. Every regret she has written down. And here's the powerful thing though, when she starts to living those better lives that she had available for her, she realized something is shocking, that there's no perfect life. Every life comes with pain, every life comes with different responsibilities, with different struggles, and regret isn't solved by changing the past. It's solved by changing how you see the present, because regret is just imagination used against ourselves. You imagine a better life, you imagine a better version of you, you imagine what could have been, but you don't imagine the problems that would have come with it. We romanticize the life we didn't choose. And that reminds me of something we talked about in philosophy, especially Stoicism. As you guys know, I love it. You can control the past, you don't control the outcome, but you control your perception, how you see things. And when you zoom out, life isn't about avoiding wrong decisions, it's about committing to a path and going all in. And here's where it gets interesting. If you look at this quantum perspective, and I love thinking about this since I read Joe Dispenza's book, there are infinite potentials available. Every decision that we make, it's a different possibility. And in a way, Nora in the book, she was jumping between possibilities. But here's the difference. She was trying to escape her current self. And that's the mistake most people make. You don't create a new life by escaping who you are. You create a new life by becoming someone new. This is very aligned with Joe Dispenza talks in the book, in his books and his work. Your personality creates your personal reality. If you keep thinking like the old you keep creating the same life. It doesn't matter which library you jump into, what book you read to. If you change your beliefs, your habits, your emotional state, then you collapse into a different possibility, into reality. It's not magic, it's just identity shift. So let's talk about action steps. How do you avoid ending up with a book of regrets? First thing, you have to stop living half in. Most regret doesn't come from failure. It comes from hesitation, from playing small, from not sending the message that you want to send, from not applying, from not starting, from caring too much about what other people think. So just go all in. Even if you fail failure hurts, but what if hurts longer. Second thing is understand that every path has pain. The perfect career has stress, the perfect relationship has conflict, the dream city has loneliness, the pro contract has pressure. There's always pain involved. There's no pain free life. So choose the pain that builds you. Athletes understand this. You choose the pain of training over the pain of regret. And change the meaning of past decisions. The past only has power because of the story you attach to it. Instead of saying, I wasted time, say, I gathered data. Instead of saying, I failed, say that you build resilience. The event doesn't define you, the interpretation does. And keep out open minded about who you can become. Because this was Nora's in the book, her biggest transformation. She realized that she wasn't stuck. She wasn't one identity. She wasn't just the girl who failed. She has possibility, and so are you. Most people die with potential still inside them because they never allowed themselves to believe they could become something different. You are your current habits, and habits can change. Creating the athletic school has been a long journey. Reaching 100 episodes has taken consistency, grit, and a lot of passion. Having incredible guests share their story has been a true pleasure. But now, I want to ask you for your help. If you haven't already, please follow the show on whatever platform you're listening from. It really helps me a lot. And I promise you this, I'll continue to bring on the best guest speakers I can, and I'll do my very best to share content that helps you grow, not just as an athlete, but as a person on and off the field. I will study, I will read, and research relentlessly for ways to help you. And I'll share everything I learned right here. If there was a real midnight library and you open the book of regrets, what would be inside? The risks that you didn't take, the version of you that you never tested. And here's the truth. You don't need another life. You need more courage in this one, in the present, because transitions are scary. I was just talking in a podcast early this morning, and we were talking about transitions and how every 18 months to 24 months we always have transitions in our lives. And they were asking me how do I go about transitions, and that's basically what I just told you guys. You have to go all in, and transitions are scary, but it is what it is. Moving to cities, changing careers, starting a podcast, going after a dream. But transitions is part of life. They are not signs that you are lost. They are signs that you're growing, you're expanding. You don't avoid regret by being safe. You avoid regret by being fully alive. So go all in. Try, fail, learn, shift identity, and remember, the life you want isn't in another universe. It's on the other side of becoming someone new. Thanks for listening to this episode, and I'll see you guys next time.